Good afternoon. Good afternoon. In words of I can't even remember who it was, but we're back. We are, we are back. We are back. What was the theme song? The Welcome back, Carter. We're back. We're back. We're back. All right. Well, that was welcome back, but whatever. Anyway, we're back for the second time today. CareSouth Carolina Community Live Podcast. If you didn't catch it the first time, you missed a wonderful, wonderful show, wonderful episode. We had Dr. Jan Kelly here talking about the vaccine. So go back to our Facebook page, CareSouth Carolina Facebook page, and run it back and catch it. But today we are back this afternoon and back by popular demand, Dr. Janiqua Duncan. Well, for those who don't know you, so we'll let you introduce yourself, Dr. Duncan.
Okay, my name's Janiqua Duncan. I'm the Associate Medical Director at CareSouth. In February, it will be 3 years at CareSouth. My role there, I work with our population health team and our value-based care team to ensure that our patients are getting preventive measures like they should. We work directly with the Medicare and Medicaid organizations to coordinate care. And then I like to say other duties as assigned. So other stuff. But in general, I just try to be as helpful as possible to anybody that might need help in any way at CareSouth Carolina.
So in other words, on our job description, that's that one buried at the bottom. Say other duties as necessary.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, definitely. Welcome back. And if anybody don't know us, I mean, everybody should know us by now. But just in case you don't know us, I'm Mark Calhoun, Director of Social and Community Services, CareSouth Carolina, with my brother and my partner in crime.
I'm Daniel Myers. I'm the MATSUD Program Director for CareSouth Carolina. And we're just glad to be back this afternoon. Glad to have Dr. Duncan back. Hey, yeah. Look at that.
Well, Daniel, what we here again for? Tell the folks why we here.
Basically, what's going to happen is it's going to be some things that happen with CareSouth in the next 48 to 72 hours. Not the movie, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be epic, right? We got some transition and some changes that's going to happen, and we want everybody to be aware and everybody to be on your toes, and we want everybody to just be excited as we are about the changes that we're going to make, the improvements that we're going to make to our services, to our patients, to our staff, and to our community. But Dr. Duncan is going to be the one, going to be the cheerleader, and she's going to be the one to let us know everything that's going on and make us happy today. Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Wow. No pressure. No pressure.
None at all. What's going on, Doc? What's going to happen?
What's up, Doc?
So CareSouth Carolina on Monday morning will have a brand new electronic medical record, also called an EMR, also called an electronic health record, EHR, but basically the system that our patients like to say. My information's in the system. Put it in that chart. So all of CareSouth Carolina. So that's the people that check you in, that do your blood pressure, that write your prescriptions, that send you that bill, who get your referrals made, who get all your information in the chart. All of us will have a brand new system that we will be using Monday morning.
Woo.
Crack of dawn.
Crack of dawn. Woo. So
and we're excited.
We are excited. Yeah. But Dr. Duncan, let us know. I mean, is this something that's going to be like? Is it going to be like we're going to instantly know everything about this system Monday, and everything's going to run smooth with 1,000 patients on board? So what's going to happen Monday?
Yeah. So no, is the short answer. So I like to use analogies. So The way I think about moving from one system like this to another system like this is preparing to buy a house and move into that house.
Okay.
So not many of us are privileged enough to wake up in the morning and be like, I'm gonna buy a house today. No. And then you just go and you pop some cash into somebody and you buy a house. It takes planning, right? So you got to get your ducks in a row. You might even have to start with making sure your credit is okay, but you start saving for that down payment.
Yep.
You start working with other people, partnering with them, and what they're looking for when you work with that realtor, they're asking you, what are your needs? So what do you need in this home? Okay, well, we're looking to have another baby, so this one bedroom is not going to work anymore. So, okay, you need 2 bedrooms. You got 2 big old dogs. You need a backyard with a fence. And I don't like sharing bathrooms. So we're going to need 2 to 3 bathrooms. So we did the same thing. When it was time for us to look for this new system, we had to think about what we needed, what things were important to CareSouth. So our number one priority is taking care of patients. So we wanted a system that was robust in a way that we could comprehensively take care of our patients, having the most up-to-date information, having a record that's complete and clean, being able to communicate well with your insurance companies so that you're not having to deal with that, and also looking at ways that we can send and receive records back and forth to other organizations. So we took time to do that. We made a selection. You look at lots of different houses. We spent time looking at lots of different computer systems, looking at pros and cons. You talk to people that live in that neighborhood. Do you like this neighborhood? What are the schools like? We did the same thing. We talked to other organizations that were similar to us. How do you like this system? How do you use it? Well, we've got an HIV/AIDS program. How do you use it for this? We finally decided. We picked a house. Now we've got to purchase it. There's contracting, there's paperwork. And it's not over yet, right? You don't just, right. There's stuff you got to do. You've got to prepare for that move. So in preparation, we tried to clean up our processes. We tried to clean up some of the stuff that's in the chart that's kind of left over. And then we work with a company to move that information. So your chart information has to physically get moved from one to the next. And that's the equivalent of having movers pack up your stuff and move it to your new house. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've used movers before, and then usually it's family. Usually it's me and my husband, right? I've had an experience where we moved from our house in Orlando to our apartment in Orlando. Got to the apartment, I didn't have no pot tops, and my George Foreman grill was gone. So in the same way, when we move your information over, we had to do a process to see that the information came over appropriately.
Right.
Another process we had to do was to make sure the stuff got put in the right spot. So when you bring that box in and it's got your bathrobe and your toilet tissue, if it ends up in the kitchen, that's the wrong spot.
Yeah.
If we bring over your medicines and they end up in the wrong spot, or we bring in your past medical history and it ends up in allergies, that's a process that we've worked on too. Mm-hmm. So we're nowhere near Monday now. We're still working, trying to get ready for moving. Okay. So we've moved the stuff over. We've validated. We've looked at the information, made sure that your billing information comes over, your address, your insurance, your medical history, your medicines come over, validated that. And now we work on making that house our home. Okay. So the house you move in is empty. There's no bed, there's no furniture, there's no pictures on the wall. You make it how it will work for you. So there's been a team of us who've been working in the system to try to make the system work for CareSouth Carolina and include all of the information that we need for all of our multiple different programs. So you two are a perfect example. We've got our MAT SUD program. We needed to build and place things in that EMR system to work with that program. Marek has a huge team that does outreach and patient advocacy and community outreach. And we needed to make sure that they had the tools that they need. So that's building our house and decorating and putting furniture. So we're not done yet. So now you've moved into that house, right? Now, there's some rooms that have those light switches. That's just one switch, right? That's pretty easy. But what about that room that has 2 switches or 3 switches? Which one does what? It takes some time to learn your house. Mm-hmm. So you have to know when you wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, which light is the right one to walk down the hall so you don't hurt yourself, right? So you've got to learn your house. And so what we've been doing over the past 2 weeks is training. Hundreds of our staff members at CareSouth Carolina have been doing training to learn the system. And because of coronavirus, we're doing this all remotely. So in addition to learning something new, I kind of feel like we're in the same position. We're empathetic to our kids and our college students who are doing remote learning. It is different. It is different. And it's a lot of information. So our staff have been busy doing virtual learning to learn how to use the system most effectively. And that's where we are right now. So today I actually had my last training in the system, and I think everybody finishes up by this afternoon. So on Monday morning, when we're in this new system, to answer Daniel's question, finally, will everything be perfect? No, it won't. When we did some of that validation of making sure things went in the right spot, we can't spot check 55,000 patients.
Right.
We pull a sample and we look and see. So maybe you might show up Monday morning and maybe some of your information didn't come over perfectly. That's okay. And the reason why that's okay is because while we're going through this implementation of the system and getting patients in, you may notice that staff members may ask you questions that you think we already know. Maybe we do know it, it's in the system, and we're making sure that it's correct.
That's right.
Or maybe it didn't come over and we need to populate that information into your chart so that you have a complete record. So coming in, hanging out with us when we first move into this new house may take a little bit longer to get through the process because we want to do it right. We want to ask you these questions. We want to make sure your information is correct, and we want your chart to be great. Okay. So there's going to be learning that goes along on our end. My training was 8 hours plus another 2 hours. That's not nearly enough to learn all the aspects of a computer system that does so much. Medical record keeping, exams, prescribing your medications, pulling records. There's so much in there, but that was enough training to get us started. And as we continue to use it, we will learn more, we'll get more efficient, and it will be an easier process for everyone. So again, to answer Daniel's question, Monday morning will not be perfect, but it will be awesome because we will be learning together and we will be getting all of your information straight in the chart.
That's right. And the good thing about it, it's all of our house. This is our house together.
That's right.
Roommates. We're roommates. So when I learned the light switch, to learn how the light switches work, I'm able to tell Marek how to work the light switches. Right. And then that way, if both of us in the dark, we know where to find the light switches with no issues.
That's right.
So I'm excited because it's given us a whole nother level of availability of resources at our fingertips. You know, our providers and the nurses and the other medical staff are able to do some things simultaneously in this system where they couldn't do it before in the old system, which would make more efficient. Make our work more efficient. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Today we finished our last call with our report building process. So we know what reports we're going to have, and we're not sure how we're not sure everything's going to fall into place yet, but we know that the furniture has been ordered.
Right.
For that room, right. And it's coming. So we know how to organize it once it get here. And that's what we're looking forward to. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yes. And there's lots of, like Daniel said, there's lots of benefits that I already see to this new system. So in addition to people being able to look at different aspects of the chart at the same time, you may see you will see a difference if you use our patient portal. It'll be a different patient portal. And I encourage all of our patients to sign up for the portal because it's a great way to communicate to our office, but then also receive information.
Right.
As a patient. And all we need to have is a valid email address, and you can have that two-way conversation with our office. Another difference you'll see when our check-ins, we have those kiosks. Those kiosks will be changing. We'll be able to gather more information through that kiosk, which would be awesome. Another thing that I see from the nurse practitioner and the physician side, this system, it's a lot easier to review your medications and review your lab work in a trend. And what that means is, I can look at a report for your last, like say blood sugar. But if I want to see if your blood sugar is continually going up, in our previous system, it took a lot of moving around and clicking around. You'll hear people talk about clicks. How many clicks does it take? It's kind of like the owl in the
a lot of
he was pretty he didn't have patience. 1, 2 crunch. But it takes a lot of clicks sometimes for us to get to the information that we need, and that can be really frustrating. But in this system, it's very easy to see patients' information over a long period of time. It's easy to look at medications, see what's been going on. We will be able to have the ability to look at outside medications. If you've used your insurance, we can pull those in. So when we ask you, what else are you taking? And you're like, oh, the cardiologist gave me a little white pill I take at nighttime. Well, thank you for that description, but I don't know what you're talking about. And we ask those questions because we need to make sure whatever we're doing with you doesn't interfere with that medicine or cause you problems. But we'll be able to look up that information in this medical record. Another thing I think is very good, particularly, like I said, for what I do, is there's a part of the chart that will show all of the prevention measures that you are due for, and also things that are related to your chronic condition. So say you have diabetes and you need that testing done once every 3 months. There's a reminder there. And so you used to say, well, you should know that. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. You might come in for your visit and you've got some concerns. You got a new rash, you got some itch, your pain. I'm thinking about your diabetes, your high blood pressure, also your prevention, and trying to do all that at the same time. So there's a nice way that everybody in our practice is able to see that, and so that we're all on one accord to make sure that we're pulling up that information and getting those things addressed in a timely manner. So I'm really excited about that too.
And so, Dr. Duncan, just to let everybody know, we still have safety and protections in place to make sure that nobody gets your information that's not supposed to have your information. So we still have those securities in place.
That's right.
So just because we're changing systems, we're not lessening our quality of service that we're giving to you. We still have those things in place. Like Marette can't go and look in everybody's chart.
That's right.
Marette can't find out if, he said, well, dog, my back hurt. Let me look at Daniel's chart, see if he got some Motrin I can borrow. Right?
Absolutely.
So we still have those safeguards in place for our patients. Now, is there any words of encouragement for our staff that's going to be dealing with this transition and this massive wave of differentness or change that's going to happen on Monday?
That's right. Yeah. I think what I would say is I kind of go back to some of my self-motivation that I did when I was an intern, a medical intern. I'd always say it could always get worse. And if so-and-so did it, which is I put in a blank, if so-and-so did it, I can do it too.
That's right.
CareSouth is not the first, nor will we be the last organization of our size, of our type, to move from one EMR system to another. So if other systems have done it and they are doing okay, so will we.
That's right.
I think another tip that I would give people is that I would put into my mindset that if someone is being negative around me about the EMR system, I would treat them as if they had COVID symptoms. Okay. If somebody is sitting by you actively with COVID symptoms, are you going to sit there and kiki and shoo with them? That's what my sorority sisters used to say. You're not going to kiki and shoo with them if they've got COVID symptoms. You're going to take yourself and remove yourself away from that. So as we start this process and we're all learning, we're figuring it out. It is a change. If you're near somebody who is not in the right space of positivity, don't sit there and dwell there. Say as a words of encouragement, whoop, and let them move. because it's negativity is just as contagious as COVID-19.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're all going into this knowing that this is a big task. No one has said that this would be easy. And so we know this is a big task, but we're an awesome organization, and we faced adversity. We faced changes before, and we've survived. And not only survived, we've overcome in a stellar way. And I fully expect CareSouth to do the same. I feel like we will continue to learn the system. We will continue to build on it. We will make it an excellent tool that we use to take care of our patients.
That's right. I believe that too. And so is this going to happen at every site at once, or we're going to take one site at a time, or what's going to happen? How's it going to transpire?
Yeah, we're ripping the Band-Aid off we're just pulling it off. So there's different strategies to doing something this big. There's that phased in approach where maybe our Society Hill site and our Lakeview site and maybe our Chiraw site might start. We're going for the big shebang. On Monday morning, we walk into any CareSouth Carolina organization, and we will be all on the new system. Okay. So there's pros and cons to both, but that's the route we've chosen.
Yep. So you said after today, pretty much, our patients would not be in Centricity, which is our GE Centricity anymore. They'll be in our new system coming up. So, and for our staff members, Centricity, we although we enjoy it and although we care for it, it is no longer part of our life anymore after today. Is that what you're saying?
Well, we will have access to Centricity for a short period of time to make sure that we have conversion of information. But at some point, Centricity will go away. Okay, so it's like a bottle for a baby or a pacifier. At some point, it's got to go away. Okay. Boop. Okay. But for our patients, I don't want you to think that your information is just lost. It hasn't been lost. Remember, we work with a set of movers to try to move that information into your new record. So your information's not gone. We're just using a different tool to take care of you, but your information will still be there.
Wonderful. And it's going to better serve you. I think they're going to appreciate it. I think they're going to like it. The providers are going to have a whole lot more ease of access. They can do more things. I mean, really, as I watched yesterday doing the provider training, they're able to do a whole lot of things that's going to take the guesswork out of all of it. It's constant communication between the EMR and the staff members, where you have to usually talk to them with Centricity. Now you can just send them the message right there and they get it instantaneously, knowing that they got some tasks to do for this patient. So that's a wonderful thing that's going to happen.
And that reminded me of one particular feature that's called an action in ECW. And what that means is if, say, I get a mammogram done and my mammogram is abnormal and they want me to have a follow-up in 6 months, there's a way to put an action in that will trigger me to order that. So things don't get lost in the mix. A lot happens in 6 months. Maybe you might move or not come back. But when that pops back up, we are going to try to contact you. So things won't get lost in the shuffle. Our patients that may be on blood thinners that need monthly labs, we can go ahead and order all those monthly labs. So it's there in the system and you don't have to wait to get a lab order.
Right.
I think another thing that will be very helpful and more convenient for some of our patients who are on what we call controlled substances, meaning some of the pain medications or medicines for anxiety. Soon, we will be able to send those prescriptions electronically to your pharmacy, right? So currently what happens is if you are on a medicine that's in the controlled substances group, your provider will have to print that prescription off, call you, Mr. Myers, your prescription's ready for pickup. Mr. Myers has to drive, catch a ride, walk, catch the bus, catch Marty, pick up his prescription, then take it to the pharmacy. That's a whole lot going on.
Yeah.
Because by law, you're not able to send those types of prescriptions over electronically. But with this system, we will have the ability to do that securely and within the law and send his prescription in electronically. So that saves Mr. Myers, that saves the staff and having to find Mr. Myers, because sometimes he don't like to answer his phone.
That's right.
Okay. Sometimes his phone number changes at the end of the month.
That's
right. But then my bad. And then that saves him a trip back to our office just to pick up the prescription and then having to take it to the pharmacy. So I think that will be very helpful for many of our patients because lots of people have issues with transportation getting back and forth. Our offices are very rural, so there's not cabs and Ubers and Lyfts that can just pick you up and take you places. So that's an exciting addition as well. Coming soon to
a theater near you. I see what somebody asked the question, can I suggest signs be placed in the waiting area, asking our patients to be patient with us as we adapt to the new system? But I think that's already in place. I think we already have those things in place. Whenever they come to the site, they'll be able to see those signs already posted so that everybody know to be patient with us. God is not through with us yet. No, I'm sorry, I went back to a song. But to just be patient because we're doing something new. We're doing something wonderful. So Jackie, I think that's already been done.
Yeah, and we actually have a meeting Sunday afternoon. The group of us that have been helping with this implementation. So I'll bring that up just to confirm, to make sure, and that would be something that easily could be done just to have that clear communication.
Yes.
Yeah.
And on the tail end of that, just it sounds like there may be a weight increase for the patient. So being a new system, what are your thoughts on that? Will there be a weight increase?
Yeah, so another thing that patients may notice is that there may not be as much availability for appointments. I know what our sites have been doing is trying to adjust our schedule of patients to allow and accommodate for the extra time that it's going to take, both to make sure that the information is correct and knowing that people are learning. So they're going to get in the system and forget where they have to put the blood pressure, or they're going to get in the system and not remember how to move to the next screen. So our practice administrators, our site administrators have worked with the provider schedules to accommodate that increased amount of time that we know it will take. And it's not because we're CareSouth Carolina. That happens with every single organization that puts on a new electronic medical record. There's a learning curve. There's time that it's going to take to get it right. And that's what we want to do. We want to do it right, not do it fast.
And that's another reason why we are having this podcast today, so we can make everybody aware that we're going to have those delays, that we're going to have those not so much availability this coming week. And just be patient with us. Please be patient. You don't come in, don't be rude. Just give us opportunity to learn this thing, and that way we can better serve you. We don't want to, we don't want to have to do anything. That's not CareSouth approach to anything. We don't have to do anything. No. Everything we do in the spirit of excellence, because we want to be the best that we can be for our patients and for the communities that we serve. So just give us opportunity to learn the system, make sure that we can work everything right, and we promise we'll be up to par in no time, because we got a bunch of brilliant people that's working this system. Our staff are brilliant staff members, and they'll get this in no time. So just be patient with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow.
And Shanika did say yes. I think to us having those signs in the waiting areas for patients when patients come in. So we just, please y'all, just be patient with us.
That's right. And we will make sure we get that out on also social media to make sure that the word. So so we'll be ready, because come Monday, no more thinking about it, and no more wondering if this gonna work. It's time to go to work.
Yeah.
All in.
It's all in.
That's right.
So
it'll be great.
It will be great.
It'll be great.
I think the another point about the patients is that this process is a process of continuous learning.
Yes.
We didn't sit in our training class and get it, right?
Yeah.
No.
We will continuously learn the system, and the system will continuously update. So we will always continue to learn the system. Nobody will ever just get it. So I don't want people to be frustrated, our patients or our Care South Carolina team. It's not you. You're not slow. You're learning. You will get it. It takes time. This is a tactile kind of thing. This is a kinesthetic learning. We did this by video and we watched somebody move their mouths around the screen. But until you sit there yourself and check in a patient, or you take the vital signs and put it in, or you add a medication, it's not going to stick. And like anything, perfect practice makes perfect, right? So if you continue to do it, it will become second nature, just like it was when you use the other system. Hopefully even better, because the system is a bit more what we call intuitive. It thinks, it moves and motions through like people would normally see patients.
That's right. And like the words of the famous Eddie Murphy from Coming to America, where he was quoting Nietzsche, and he said, "You must learn to walk before you learn to fly. Nobody flies into flying."
Right.
So it is a process. It is a process. So it's going to take baby steps, and then we can come off the ground. And before you know it, we're soaring like the eagle. So just give us that time to grow.
Dang, you had me scared when you were about to quote Coming to America. I held my breath for a minute. I'm like, oh.
I didn't know where he was going with that one. I was like,
oh. But you pulled it out.
Absolutely.
I didn't know if Soul Glow. I was trying to figure out how Soul Glow fit.
She's no queen. No, but I won't do that though.
Well, that could fit. When
yeah,
get it. When it hits you, and you're like, oh, I know what I'm doing. You're the queen.
Right. That's right. There you go.
Yeah. Or the King of Zamunda.
That's it.
Yeah. I am so excited. I am. Yeah. And I just want to encourage the staff and just make sure they remember that, we're going to run through some pitfalls. You're going to run through some into some glitches possibly, but we have some good trainers that's going to be on hand and available throughout the entire day, the entire week. That's going to be available for them to lean on. So
that's right. And the quote Shanika said, "We got this."
That's right.
And that's our motto. We got this. CareSouth, we got it.
We CareSouth strong, right?
That's right.
All right. Well, any last parting words for us, Doc? You've been wonderful today. You've laid it out like it should be laid out. You've been wonderful. I think this information is going to not only help our patients, but our staff as well, and help them know what to expect come Monday. Yeah,
I just say think back to a previous staff meeting, and when I told y'all to breathe. If you feel like you're starting to sweat and you're getting hot and your brain's about to explode, step back, take a breath. It is okay. We've got a team around you. We will get through it, and we'll do a great job. Just take a deep breath and you will be okay.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
All right. Well, thank you, Doc, for coming back again. I told you we could get you on at some point.
I know. You said it.
It definitely won't be the last. I promise you.
You'll be back. You'll be back. You'll be back.
Oh, you're coming back. Yeah. Well, we've enjoyed today. And listen, again, bear with us. Exciting new things that happen here at CareSouth Carolina. And all of this was done for you, the patient.
That's it.
All of this was done to you, the patient. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to us on our Facebook page here, CareSouth Carolina, our website, www.caresouth-carolina.com. If you need to, you can reach out to me personally, here on Facebook as well. But thank you. Thank you. And guess what? When you see you on Monday, bright-eyed, ready to go for a new adventure.
That's right. That's right.
Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. Wear your mask. Enjoy.
Stay safe. That's right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.